spent a long time running. I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing
It's like
more.
your whole life you've been training for this moment, and when the time comes you just disown it, meaning you just surrender, don't control it. Not interested in the clay pots and molding, or sitting next to the path trying to unfold it, or waiting for the fruits to fall down toward you. Let it go and now you're flowing, feeling quite gorgeous, so you take steps away instead of towards it. What a rush, feeling freedom with nothing to hold. We've been taught that what you touch will always turn to gold, and now we're learning when we let it go it overflows, with no credit to take, cause no credit is owned. A higher power working deeper where the seeds are sowed, and when the seeds are true, then they're seeds of gold. But the real gold is joy when life starts to flow, and when it does, you just smile cause now you know. I spent a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, whatever grows will grow.
When it grows, it grows.
Whatever dies will die.
And when it dies, it dies. Come on. If it works, it works.
Whatever flies will
let it fly, let it fly.
Whatever fails will fail.
When it fails, it
what's
fails.
meant to soar will soar.
And when it soars, it soars.
I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow.
Let it grow, let it
whatever
grow.
Dies will die.
When it dies, it dies.
Whatever works will work.
When it works, it works.
Whatever flies will fly.
Let it fly, let it
whatever
fly.
Fails will fail.
When it fails, it
what's
fails.
meant to soar will soar.
Let it soar.
I am planting seeds
and nothing more.
Well, good morning, everyone. Does everyone hear me? Very good. Coming to you live from the fireside room for our first fully online Tuesday chapel of the year. But there are still a few of us here in the fireside room gathered together as we bring greetings and join together in this service of worship. With me is President Rosemary Bray McNett and our new faculty member, Dr. Sam Porfarzaneh. And we want to extend a warm welcome to him as he joins the faculty as Professor of Islamic and Media Studies. Is that correct? Very good. So we are so glad to have Sam, and you are teaching 2 classes this semester, an introduction to Islam, and it's Islam and Media. Is that correct? Yeah, very good. So if you're still looking for some courses to take and you're not sure where to turn, then you can look at Dr. Sam Porfarzaneh here, who is definitely willing to welcome you aboard to his classes. It's so good to see you all as we gather for this online chapel. We'll turn to our chalice lighting, which we can say together. Perhaps if Rosemary or Sam would volunteer to light the chalice for us. Here, Rosemary. Let us say the words together. With the kindling of this flame, we reaffirm our commitment to accept life's gifts with grace and gratitude, and to use them to bless the world in a spirit of love. Let us continue in worship together. And we'll turn to Diane for the invocation.
This invocation is entitled, That Lives in Us. If you put your hands on this oar with me, they will never harm another, and they will come to find they hold everything you want. If you put your hands on this oar with me, they would no longer lift anything to your mouth that might wound your blood, the sacred earth that is your body. If you put your soul against this oar with me, the power that made the universe will enter your sinew from a source not outside your limbs, but from a holy realm that lives in us. Exuberant is existence, time a husk. When the moment cracks open, ecstasy leaps out and devours space. Love goes mad with the blessings, like my words give. Why lay yourself on the torturer's rack of the past and future? The mind that tries to shape tomorrow beyond its capacities will find no rest. Be kind to yourself, dear, to our innocent follies. Forget any sounds or touch you knew that did not help you dance. You will come to see that all evolves us. If you put your heart against the earth with me, in serving every creature, our beloved will enter you from our sacred realm, and we will be so happy. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.
Thank you, Diane. We will now turn to the song, Wake Now My Senses. The words will be displayed at the bottom of the video, so you're welcome to sing along in your own space as you feel led.
Wake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in all. Keep with the web of creation your vow. Giving, receiving as love shows us how. Wake now my reason, reach out to the new. Join with each pilgrim who quests for the true. Honor the beauty and wisdom of time. Suffer thy limit and praise the sublime. Wake now compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end. Wake now my conscience, with justice thy guide. Join with all people whose rights are denied. Take not for granted a privileged place. God's love embraces the whole human race. Wake now my vision of ministry clear. Brighten my pathway with radiance here. Mingle
We'll have a reading now. First comes The Waiting by Erica Hewitt, to be read by Karen Marsh.
This is the season of endings and beginnings, when the small signs of dawn pierce through the night and something new is born. But first comes the waiting. First come the lessons of endings and beginnings. The presence of life, the sheltering spirit of love, grieves with those sweeping up the debris of loss, waits with those who restlessly reach out for change, grants us courage in the night to guard each other's dreams for this holy, wondrous universe. Grant us, O universe, unfolding in mystery, a sense of your timing. May we loosen our grip on that which doesn't serve us, leaving behind that which we have outworn and outgrown. Teach us the lessons of beginnings. Remind us that such waitings and endings may be a starting place, a planting of seeds which bring to birth what is ready to be born, something right and just and different, a new song, a deeper relationship, a fuller love, in the fullness of time.
So this reading by Erica Hewitt is tagged on the UUA website as a reading for Advent, which if you happen to be tracking the Christian liturgical calendar, we are not in Advent yet. But Advent in that calendar is a season of waiting, of expectation, of preparation. Perhaps in that regard, it is always Advent. Indeed, it is so for our school in this season that we call New Beginnings. As we raise questions, as we explore possibilities, as we look to the new. It's interesting timing for me personally. 5 years ago, at this time, I had just left my position at the church I had been serving since I left seminary. 6 years I had been an associate pastor in this small town in North Carolina. I was fulfilling the call that I experienced from the age of 15. It was where I was supposed to be. It was what I was supposed to do. But over time, my wife and I knew, well, we weren't going to spend the rest of our lives in this small town in North Carolina, no matter how wonderful the people were, especially knowing that we had to fly to visit either one of our families. In June of that year, Kelly received a job offer in San Jose. And after much prayer and discernment, we turned it down. It was a difficult decision. This seemed to be our chance. We would get close to her side of the family. We would make the move. We realized, well, San Jose is very expensive, as Lindy knows, even more expensive than this part of the Bay. And the salary did not justify the move. And so in an act of courage and some trepidation, we turned down that job offer. But then in preparation and anticipation that something else may come, I made the decision, the very difficult decision, to resign from my position at the church. And I began a CPE internship, thinking that I needed to do more to prepare myself for possible job options for myself. And this was before Kelly then found a new job listing and applied and was accepted. So at this time, 5 years ago, I would sit in the church, I would look at the youth who were no longer my responsibility. I would worship alongside the people, and I was in this strange liminal space. No longer one of the pastors, still in attendance and wondering what the future would bring. And then in October would be the job offer, the acceptance, the mad dash to find housing and daycare and figure out how to ship a car and pack the house and all those things. And all this time I was also trying to figure out how to find a job. And I thought it'd be great to work at the GTU, find a school there, maybe Pacific School of Religion, American Baptist Seminary of the West. And then it turned out I got hired at Starr King School for the Ministry. Not what I expected when I was 15 or 22 or 25 or even the month prior. New beginnings take us in interesting and wonderful directions. In the closing anointing circle during orientation, Meg Richardson quoted the song Closing Time by Semisonic. So if you grew up in the 90s, you were listening to this song. And also, if you're with me at any point in which we're picking up after graduation, eventually I play that song on my phone because it seems appropriate to me. And there is the line from Closing Time that Meg read that seems so very appropriate. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Now, the song Closing Time on the surface is about leaving a bar as it closes down, but the songwriter actually wrote it as a metaphor about childbirth, about expecting the birth of his son. And so as we look to give birth to a new future for Starr King, may we remember that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. From North Carolina to California, from meeting in the Starr King room to who knows where we'll go next. Let us step into that future in faith and hope.
Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here as part of this first chapel online, another new beginning for us. Nerdy girl that I am, this is for me the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays are stress and pressure to overdo and overconsume. Birthdays reflect the relentless march of time. But September in most parts of the United States marked the start of the school year, a brand new year. New teachers, new books, new ideas, unmarked notebooks, fresh pens and pencils, the start of something big. This drove my children crazy all their lives. From their earliest days of elementary school till right now, even as one of them prepares to graduate from college, they want to know what's wrong with me. Who loves school, Mom? They both want to know. I do. I say I love school. I love school so much, I became president of the school. And not just any school, a Unitarian Universalist seminary kind of school, thereby grossing them out by combining the two nerdiest things that they can currently imagine, school and church. I don't care. I love school, and I love church, and I love Starr King. And if you didn't love at least one of these things, you wouldn't be here in this building or on that wall over there, worshiping with us this morning, learning, training for a future life. You understand how life-giving school and church can be if they're done right. And I think Starr King does school very right, so that one day each of you can do school or community or chaplaincy right. But doing these things well, I think requires a certain habit of mind that I'm lucky enough to always have had and that I want to encourage you to have. You have to be willing to start over. You have to be willing to start over sometimes every week. In fact, if you're doing congregational ministry, you will be starting over every week. You have to be willing to make things new and make things over and throw out what you know and do more things or better things, think better thoughts, have new ideas, read new books, get other ideas, combine them with previous ideas. There's a constant change and movement that is part of every forward thinking, forward moving activity in this life. And church and school, church and chaplaincy, community, all the things that we are all gathered to train for are things that give new life and help other people to have new beginnings in their lives. We can't make those things happen for them, but we can point the way toward them. And so I welcome you to this new year, and I welcome you to this new time of discernment for Starr King and its future. There's no reason to be afraid of what's ahead, because it's bound to be exciting, it's bound to be different, it's bound to take us forward. And all those are wonderful things. So I'm excited, and I hope you'll join me in that excitement. I hope you'll participate in the forum that we have whenever we have them. I hope you'll participate in the conversations that we have as we continue to have them. I hope you'll check in with us for information as we make it available on our New Beginnings page. And when we have new things to announce, that's where you'll find them. I want to encourage you not to worry, but to embrace this time of energy and activity in every part of the school. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed and full academic year. May it be so.
Thank you, Rosemary. Those who are here in the room understand that I'm juggling 2 laptops and a camera right now. So there are bound to be some things dropped in this first experiment. With the introduction of Sam earlier, I neglected also to see Kim Mabius is online joining us as well. I want to make sure there's an opportunity for her to introduce herself as the new assistant to the Dean of Faculty and Coordinator of Academic Programs. Kim, do you have a microphone so you can say hi to everyone real quick?
I do. Hello, everyone. Well, I'm excited to be here, and I want to be able to help however I can, so please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you very much. Welcome again, Kim. We will turn now to a time of prayer. We will play O Lord, Hear My Prayer, a chant by Taizé. And I invite you, if you have a word of prayer you wish to offer, a need to lift up, a concern on your heart, I invite you to type that into the chat box. If you haven't seen it yet, you just need to go to the bottom of your screen and find the chat icon and click on that. And so let us enter into a time of meditative prayer, offer your prayers, hear the prayers of others, receive them, and join in this meditative time of reflection.
Oh, Lord.
And now at this time, if you would like to speak a word of blessing into this space for your fellow students, faculty, and staff, for this school year ahead of us, you are invited to unmute and speak that blessing now.
I'd like to offer a blessing to those who are working on the ECO team and the future and the board and the administration. I know this is going to be a challenging year, but a year of great growth. And so I send you all my warm blessings and warm wishes and offers of support.
For my fellow students in the process of discernment, may your minds be clear and your hearts full.
I'd like to offer a blessing for everyone who is starting or continuing to teach and advise this semester, particular for the new members of our faculty, like some, that we might keep grounded in the best of our values and educational philosophy and our commitment to empower all of our students to be the best spiritual leaders for social change or for ministry of compassion that they can be in their own special ways. And I pray for all of the students that we all keep open to new learning all the time, and at the same time keep appreciating our own knowledges and wisdom. And for all the staff of the school, for that they feel appreciated for all of their work and that they can keep working in this busy, somehow also stressful time in a spirit of generosity and for each other. And I pray for the board that will keep us, I bless them so that they will keep doing their work with integrity and with strength. And I send blessings to our ATS visiting team, that they might be reading our report and study our material with a spirit of curiosity and appreciation, and they might be looking forward to meeting us later this month.
May we trust what we know and be so deeply curious about what we don't. May we appreciate our own and each other's gifts. May we find joy and delight and new possibility in all that we are learning and discovering. And may our work and our tending be spacious and nourishing. And may we know deeply good health, and may our work and our weaving be toward collective liberation.
Thank you all. We will now turn to Gabriella to lead us in reciting the school covenant.
It is a tradition for us as we start a new academic year to read this covenant to each other and to recovenant again for the work in the year ahead. And ask you to join me and read all of the sections that apply to you. I know that many of us have multiple roles at the school. And I also ask you to hold each other in prayers in the weeks and months to come. I invite the students, faculty, and staff to please ride in spirit and join in the words of the covenant. We covenant to support the mission of Starr School for the ministry. Please join me. To educate the people for Unitarian Universalist ministry and for progressive religious leadership in society. We seek to meet one another in love, affirming bonds of interdependence and relationship as we advance the well-being and growth of this institution. By our unique roles and individual gifts, may we uphold this covenant in educating, learning, and serving with the distinctive educational approach rooted in Unitarian Universalist and progressive religious values of countering oppressions, cultivating multi-religious life and learning, and creating just and sustainable communities. Faculty, may we nurture a teaching and learning environment with integrity and compassion as we take time to develop our academic strengths and support the unfolding power of those we are entrusted to guide. Staff, may we hold the duties and trust placed in our work with respect and expertise. Students, may we enter
into
our
our studies with integrity and participate in the formation of our vocations with curiosity and depth.
All, striving to live in right relationship with self, others, and earth, may we practice forthright and timely communication, mindful of our authorities, capacities, and limits. By our affirmation today, we strive to carry forth with these commitments by returning to this document in our communal life and discrete roles to hold ourselves and our colleagues accountable and in care. May it be so.
We turn now to a video of the Kirtan singer Krishna Das performing Heart as Wide as the World and Sri Ram Jai Ram. So the first part will be Heart as Wide as the World in English, but then the second half will be the mantra devotional Sri Ram Jai Ram, which will be easy enough for you to follow along and sing with him as you so desire.
One more little. This is, the name of it is Heart as Wide as the World, and it's on the new CD, which is basically rock and roll, kirtan roll. Just couldn't help myself. This is also in a strange language for me to be singing in, which is English. But after I sing a couple of verses, we'll sing a little Sri Ram Jai Ram together, okay? Holding me space. All I want is to be with you. All my prayers have been heard. All I need is to rest inside your heart as wide as the world. I looked away, your beauty too much to bear. Where could I run? Your eyes, I find them everywhere. All I want is to sing to you the song that no one has heard. All my life has led me to a heart as wide as the world. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram,
We will close with the benediction offered by Lindy Ramsden, and there will be a postlude video that you can stay and enjoy if you would like. Thank you for joining us in this time of worship today.
I heard this is the season of endings and beginnings, but first comes the waiting. I heard that we should be kind to ourselves. We will come to see that all evolves us. What grows will grow. What dies will die. But let's keep a habit of mind to start over. Exuberance is existence. Covenant is central. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend. God's love embraces the whole human race. If you join with me on the benediction in the chat, I'll say a line and we can say it together. May faith in the spirit of life, may faith in the spirit of life, hope for the community of earth, hope for the
Community of earth,
and love of the sacred in one another,
and love of the sacred in one another,
be ours now and in all the days to come.
be ours now and in all the days to come.
Amen.
Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
All right. I hear the crying of the hungry in the deserts where they're wandering. Hear them crying out for heaven's own benevolence upon them. I hear destructive power prevailing. I hear fools falsely hailing to the crooked ways of tides when they call. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear the sound of tearing pages and the roar of burning paper. All the crimes and acquisition turn to air and ash and vapor. Hear the rattle of the shackles far beyond the emancipated, where the lowliest will gather in their stalls. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. Sit and whistle Dixie with your money and your power. I can hear the flowers growing in the rubble of the towers. I hear leaders quit their lying, I hear babies quit their crying, and I hear soldiers quit their dying, one and all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. From Zion, I hear in the words of waterfall, and the gentle Lamb of Judah sleeping at the feet of Buddha. And the prophets from Elijah to the old pirate Rebecca take their places at the table when they're called. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all. I hear them all, I hear them all, I hear them all.